Soda?
All right. Welcome to our lesson 18 group meeting, everybody. Did anybody have any questions on the preparation assignment?
No.
I'll be honest, I did not get it done. I have no excuse.
Okay.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
The quiz is pretty straightforward when you have the Excel spreadsheet. So.
Okay.
You're getting here every day.
So should we just jump into the quiz?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Sweet. So, Tyler, are you in the quiz? You got the quiz up?
Yeah, I've got it up right now.
Perfect. So the first question gives us a table of men and women who can taste PTC. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. That's okay. And it wants us to figure out if the proportions are different between men and women, and it wants P1 to be women and P2 to be men. And so if you use the two proportions thing in Excel, it's pretty straightforward, I think. X1 is 52 and N1 is 70. X2 is 42 and N2 is 59.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence interval should be 0.95. I think later it says that. And then P1 does not equal P2 is the typo test.
Yep.
And it should give us everything we need. So P1, I got 0.743.
I too got 0.743. P hat 2, I got 0.712.
I as well. Tyler, did you get those?
Yeah, I did for those two.
And then question 5, I got the first one. The null is P1 equals P2, and the alternative is P1 does not equal P2.
Yep, so I have.
Like, I didn't have the opportunity.
Question 6, the point estimate, I got 0.031.
Yeah, this was a little confusing to me, but it makes sense if you just add the two confidence intervals together and then divide it by 2.
Well, that gives you the margin of error.
No, it doesn't. That gives you the middle.
That would
And
give
then,
Oh,
Yeah.
if you add them, if you subtract them, it gives you the margin of error.
yes, if you add them together and divide it by 2, it gives you the middle point between them, the average.
Uh-huh.
And then I subtract that or add that off of the high and low to figure out the margin of error.
I do it different, but
That's okay. That's okay. To each their own. Anyway, I got 0.031 for question 6. Any objections?
I got the same.
No.
Question 7, I got 0.154.
I got the same.
Question 8, I got negative 0.123.
I got the same.
And 9, I got 0.185. Any objections?
It's all good to me.
What did you get for 8 again?
Negative 0.123.
Negative 0.123.
It'll still really fast when you draw.
Yeah, on the Excel spreadsheet, that should be the lower bound of the confidence interval.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had a couple things mixed up. All right. Never mind.
Cool. Cool. And question
10, I'm saying we failed to reject our null hypothesis.
Yeah. That's because our p-value is like 100 times bigger. Not quite, but I mean, kind of.
Question 11, which of the following statements best describes the outcome of the study? I put the last one. There is insufficient evidence to suggest that the true proportion of females who can taste PTC is different than the true proportion of males who can taste PTC.
That's what I put.
Okay. Information. Let P1 be the proportion of patients who had a heart attack and were admitted on a weekday who died, and let P2 be the proportion patients who had a heart attack and were admitted on a weekend who died. The research question for this study is given here and is the proportion of patients who had a heart attack and are admitted to the hospital on a weekday less than those who same thing on the weekend. So question 12 I put as true. It meets the conditions.
Yeah, I have true.
Mm-hmm.
And then 13, we're trying to see if the alternative hypothesis is P1 is less than P2. So it's the last D. I put D.
Yep. Me as well.
Okay. And then for P hat 1, I got 0.141.
Yep.
For P hat 2, I got negative. No, I didn't. I got a 0.145.
Yes.
And then for the Z score, I got negative 2.02.
Yep. Does that sound good, Tyler?
Yeah, I actually didn't get that far in my prep, so I'm gonna go through once we're done tonight and go through and do the prep myself, so I see what y'all did.
Okay. Question. We're on 17? Is that where we are?
Yes.
17 is to the left because we're looking at P1 being less than P2.
Yep.
18 is 0.022.
That's what I got.
19 is reject the null.
That's also what I got.
And then 20 is the third answer.
Also what I got.
Cool. Awesome. Any questions, complaints, death threats, anything worth noting?
Insults kind of a thing, or like
Nothing related to this class.
So for the project, I emailed the TA
Mm-hmm.
and I just asked him if we have to wait. Like we can't. I basically said we can't do anything else until we hear back from our professor, and he said that's true.
Okay, and then he also sent out that email saying that like there's a good chance that all of you are gonna have to do revisions.
I missed that email. Why am I missing these emails? Did he email it or was that on iLearn?
Now let me try and find it. I generally don't read the iLearn things. I just the emails.
We have a test next week. Forget that.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was looking at that as well. We don't have anything going on next week, pretty much. Besides that test. Like, from what I saw, there's no new material or anything.
Interesting. Yeah, so I guess we'll just have to wait until we hear back from him, and we can do revisions. That's fine. The collect and describe the data piece, which I think Spencer's in charge of. Is that right?
I believe so.
Isn't due until the 24th, so a week from this Saturday.
Okay.
Or wait, no, that's when the IRB approval is.
I never asked. Did you submit that thing and then we got it? We got it all right.
Yeah, I submitted it. When is this due? I flippin' hate iLearn. It's a due week 4, due day number 4, which is Saturday of week 11. Isn't that this week?
This week is week 10.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that's why we don't have any new material next week.
Yeah, so the collect and describe the data is due at the end of next week.
Mm.
And let me just go make sure that Brother Bennett hasn't commented back on our thingy
Why
mabobber.
am where did I read that? I'm gonna search for Bennett, maybe.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a grade or heard anything back about
220.
design the study. I did take that design the study self-report quiz about creating an IRB, and I answered no to a bunch of them because we haven't done that yet. And I got a 33%, and it dropped my grade 6%.
I had a similar experience,
So it must be important.
but we
Yeah.
gotta take it 6 times.
If you notice, you've got 6 chances to take that. So once everything's done, you can go back and
Yeah, go back and fix it. Let's see here. We're in week 10, right?
Maybe it was on.
So we have a lesson 19 this week. And there is nothing next week. We have one group meeting quiz, which is probably just test prep, huh? And then turning in the collect the data. Cool. Next week will be light. That's awesome. I support
Oh
that.
yeah. So what happened is I get the announcements emailed to me. I don't know why that happens, but in the week 10 announcement, he said, I plan to review the design proposals in the next few days and respond back with feedback. Don't be surprised if I ask you to rewrite your proposal. I know that there's a new process for you. Once again, please give lots of details. Yeah.
All right, so he'll just text us and ask us for more details.
Good chance.
Okay, deal. Sounds good.
All right. Any questions about anything?
Just turn in this link. We've been on here for 10 minutes, right?
Yes, probably 12 actually.
Okay, cool.
I think 12 or at least 11. So I'll see you guys on Thursday.
All right, sounds good. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.